Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoria Cuevas, also known as V, and I am a grade 10 creative writing student from Philippine High School for the Arts, a specialized public high school situated on Mount Makiling, Los Baños, Laguna, offering arts-focused education since 1978. I am a part of CUWIT, the community of PHSA students majoring in creative writing, and our curriculum includes fiction, poetry, writing for theater and film, graphic literature, essay, and cultural studies. And this capstone project I will be introducing tonight marks the end of our 4 years in junior high. Growing up, I have always seen apocalypse as something to be feared, and strangely, subconsciously anticipated. Apocalypse, through various translations and creations of the popular media around me as a child, is something always violent and presents destruction in physical forms such as a wrecked building, an empty site full of rubble and ashes, something bloody, something big falling over the sky, and then the people will look also tiny, with everyone else trying to survive. We say we do not truly know apocalypse, that it is part of the unknown. However, apocalypse is also something that has always been there. It is both familiar and unfamiliar, as we attempt to understand it through various texts and medias around us. With these thoughts in mind, in my capstone project, I tried to figure out what is apocalypse to me. How can apocalypse be personal? How can we grasp apocalypse with these tiny hands we once had as a child? How do we understand? How do we understand our own misfortunes and realize that we also need to understand others' misfortunes as well? Mapping out from the initial plans for my capstone project, apocalypse was a recurring thing I had noticed. From the name of my Notion website notes created specifically for archiving my written works, to the script I wrote for the first film's main idea, apocalypse is something that varies both from the things I hate and the things I love. Initially, I had thought that my apocalypse would only ever be destructive, and in some ways it is. Something that would keep reminding me of what I had lost, of the things I loved and then hated so much. But as I read back through my texts, I thought, maybe apocalypse is not just something needed to be entirely physically violent, and that apocalypse could also be calm, although hauntingly so. And in an apocalypse where the destruction didn't exactly cause an explosion, but destructive nonetheless, how much damage has been really done? How tragic it is to feel pain and not cry, or for the wounds to exist but be unnoticed. There are moments where you feel like your own world is ending and you have nowhere else to go. Impulsive moments wherein you desperately want the world to end already, or times when you are disappointed of everyone, of the world, and of yourself, that it felt like the world is really ending. And I think it's those emotions the most that upsettingly proves how we rely on such destructive notions just to get by. And in this film, Sa Paggunaw ng Mundo, I tried to gather all of my silently destructive feelings and flattened or fragmented them into moments where I felt the most invisible inside the house that somehow felt like a ticking time bomb. Reminiscent of varying themes from my past works under the creative writing program, the film focuses on what it felt like to be invisible even when you're exactly right there, the longing and the hatred that comes with it, to be a ghost, to disappear, things the persona loved, hated, didn't know she hated, things she thought she hated but actually loved, exploring the various scales of doom and forms of the apocalypse, the body, and the religion, along with juxtapositions of birth and death. Reminiscent of varying themes from my past works under the creative writing program, the film focuses on what it feels like to be invisible even when you're exactly right there, the longing and the hatred that comes with it, to be a ghost, to disappear, the things the persona loved, hated, didn't know she hated, things she thought she hated but actually loved, exploring the various scales of doom and forms of the apocalypse, the body, and religion, along with juxtapositions of birth and death. I will be presenting the first 15 minutes of the film here on Facebook Premiere, and to view the whole film, sa Paggunaw ng Mundo, you can click on the Vimeo link on the description to visit the profile I created for this project. If you have any questions, feel free to directly message me about it, or even if you would simply like to share your thoughts. Let us navigate through the uncertainty of tomorrow and facing apocalypse in the midst of its silence, to feel and choosing when to love and when to leave, in hopes that maybe along the way we can learn to embrace our younger selves again.